And I really kind of miss the ambience where everyone like used to pitch in front of all the participants and get the exposure we actually wanted for our projects. So this round is quite similar. Everyone will be getting 8 minutes for their pitch, and 4 to 5 minutes for like each judge. 4 to 5 minutes for all the judges to ask questions regarding your projects, and based on those you'll be getting grades, and based on these grades we'll be getting our winners, the top 3, and also the top 10. So we'll start now. So the first team we have here is Hash Include. So do we have Harsh Goel here?
Yes, I am here. So you actually presenting from my team.
Okay, so you guys can start. You can ask your teammate, whoever is presenting.
Okay, so should I start presenting?
Yes, you should.
Okay, sure. It's showing only meeting organizers and presenters can share.
Okay. Yes, you are a presenter now.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, it is.
Okay, sure. Hi guys, this is Yaksh from Team Hash Include. I have with me Harsh, Shrey, and Sanskar. So without wasting any more time, let me introduce you to our project. We all know this amazing place called Stack Overflow formed in 2008. Stack Overflow is the butter to every developer's bread. Stack Overflow is a community of 1,000 developers. And the power the community holds is unimaginable. So here at Team Hash Include.
Hey Yaksh, sorry to interrupt. Can you start from first slide? I guess you have started from third.
Okay, I'm extremely sorry. I'll just start again. Okay, so hi guys. We all know this amazing place of Stack Overflow formed in 2008. Stack Overflow is the butter to every developer's bread. Stack Overflow is a community of 1,000 developers, and the power this community holds is unimaginable. So here at Team Hash Include, we are trying to build a community of doctors that would connect doctors across the globe, bringing the complete healthcare community under one umbrella. We all are facing medical issues in this harsh time of pandemic, but all have a bit of haste to going to hospitals. This seems to be an issue with all of us, but what if we could bring the solution to this problem at the convenience of your doorstep? Presenting Clinilink, a web app developed to bridge the gap between the healthcare community and help connecting the patients to the doctors, and that too virtually. Clinilink provides a complete solution for doctors to ask their doubts, give suggestions, and expand their reach throughout the community, making the process of curing unadulterated and more promising. All of us take second opinions on things, be it buying a phone or buying a laptop, but when things come up to our health, we get even more cautious about things and end up spending a lot of money and valuable time. Clinilink provides a consultation for all your problems by the complete community that are verified by the core doctors as well, and thus no time is wasted on second opinions. All the doctors can share their experience in the field of their expertise, and thus expand the horizons of learning for the whole community. At Clinilink, the doctors can help each other by suggesting and verifying each other's suggestion and making them more credible. Have an emergency? No need to panic. We've got you covered. Just add the query as an emergency and we'll prioritize it for you and get it to the knowledge of the community at the earliest. Need to take note of something amazing on the go? Just jot down the points in the notes section on the dashboard. So hey, we have Penny here. Penny is a patient of diabetes. Penny went to a lot of doctors seeking help for her medical condition, but had to move from one hospital to another and to get a complete and unadulterated solution for her problem. She had to spend a lot of time and money, and still she was not able to find a complete solution. Then she came to know about Clinilink. Here she researched about her problem and got a reference of some questions that were asked earlier by some other people. There she found out a complete and credible consultancy for her problem with various suggestions and got to know about the credible ones. Jenny found out a doctor's profile who had just posted a solution for the same problem she has and got in touch with him. Thus, we can all see that getting any medical assistance at Clinilink is hassle-free and trustworthy. So everything's virtual. We all know things are virtual these days, and so is information sharing. Thus, we provide a prospect of adding several webinars and their minutes to keep you aware of the new things happening in the medical industry. So let's just see a walkthrough of our web app. Okay, so one more thing is left. We see a future. This is just the beginning. We believe that there's load of scope for Clinilink with a plethora of features soon to be integrated. Some of them are statistics and libraries for various diseases, create one-click live webinar events, one-to-one chat interaction, manage patients and schedule appointments, locating doctors nearby, and creating shareable stories. Clinically has been developed with robust technologies which are statically typed to reduce the amount of bugs and write high-quality code. So here's our tech stack: React, TypeScript, Node.js, Express, and MongoDB. I guess that's all from my side. We are open to questions. Am I audible?
Yeah. Yaksh, can you tell me the name of your team?
My team is #include.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll request all my teammates to join.
So Yaksh, quick question. Siddhant here. So Yaksh, when you said like it's more of like a Stack Overflow, but for doctors and patients together. So I'm talking from from thinking from a medical industry perspective. In medical industry, for making a proper assessment for a doctor, for them they need to know like various PI information, personally identifiable information, like your reports, your blood tests, and stuff like that. If you are making it available on a public domain, then it would be like breach of privacy. One, if you're not making it available and you're just like asking, hey, I'm facing XYZ symptoms, doctors will be there, and they're just like 1, 2, or 3 doctors suggest something. So just the way we work in the programming world, we like try different kind of like solutions for different for a problem that we are encountering, and people suggest different solutions. Whichever works, we just upvote it. If you're thinking of a similar like on a similar grounds, that like let's say I signed up on the platform, I put in my symptoms, and then there are like 3 doctors who are suggesting me 3 different solutions. Like I like your intentions are pretty noble, but when you look from a patient standpoint and from like medical industry standards standpoint, it's tough to like try out different medications. Like Dr. A suggests something, Dr. B suggests something else, Dr. C suggests something else. So the patient is confused now which medication to go, and it's the matter of life and death at that moment. Um, so my suggestion over here would be to like relook on the model, like how this really works. Uh, Maybe to have like a closed network of sort, like a closed connection with just that one particular doctor based on the credibility, based on the accreditations and stuff like that.
Yes, sir. I get your point completely. I would just like to justify a little bit on this. First of all, actually, I forgot it to mention. There's a feature in which you can add the private option to any of the, for example, a doctor posts a story of any patient. He can select it to be public or private. Private will be only available to the doctors community, because only the doctors will be able to log in, and the rest patients won't be logging in. So the other stories, so the private stories won't be available for them. And second thing, like our major focus was on making a web app which could help doctors. For example, let's say we have a doctor, he's facing some, like, he's not clear, he's facing some issues with diagnosing a patient. So he just posts his query, and all the doctors can comment on his queries. And like, for example, if a patient also adds his or her problem, the doctors will be able to comment on them, and they can also like or dislike each other's. Thus, the number of likes what every post gets will give some sort of accreditation, like which one to refer. Anything else, Harsh, Shrey, or anything else you would like to add?
Yes, based upon the like number of acquisitions you are getting, like the likes and dislikes. So we were thinking like it is not still included in it, but we were thinking to have a something like of contribution section where you can see the doctor's contribution. Like suppose I have reached over thousands of people, and one doctor has reached over lakhs of people by commenting and like sharing his views. So we can make the doctor more credible according to his contributions in that.
Okay, so
Hello.
Okay, sure, got it.
Yeah, so I have a question. When the doctor registers, he would use his license number, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What are you using to validate that license number? For example, let's say that the license number is of 12 number and a particular, like, it has a particular pattern, and now I know the pattern, and I would use it like to register as a false doctor. Then
So actually we can have like we are not still having it because like we can made a admin panel side of something like a kind of that, and from there we can just like keep a administrator kind of person who can just verify the like the documents which can be uploaded during registration, and those can be verified, and from there we can directly give him a true or false. Like if he has registered like it is right, we can just give him a pass that you can sign up.
yeah,
I
Like
so
you
you
would
don't
can
have
do
to
that.
bother verifying your email.
I would
Yeah, yeah,
just
that
like
was.
to add some. Sorry, you may go on.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, I would just like to add something to Harsh's point. So first of all, the thing is to make any, like, we've made this for this hackathon, to make any of the web app to be like available for public. We need to like collaborate with either, we need to have some collaboration with the government so that we could verify the license number. The license number to every doctor is provided by the government. So if we could get a tie-up with them, currently we are having no such scope. Currently, we are not having anything for that validation, but in future we will definitely look forward to collaborate with the government or any other hospital or any such kind of organization which could provide us with the accreditation of these credentials.
Yeah. That what was my suggestion too. That do some keep an admin panel so that the admin can verify the doctors.
Sure, that's a great suggestion. Thank you.
Cool.
Okay, Yaksh. So I had a question for you. It was more around the business model, right? So if I had to compare your service to existing services out there, a Practo could be one, MFine could be another, right? So these services. They also have a rating system for doctors. So doctors have reviews on them, and it is monetized, right? So I could go on the application. I could pay a consultation fee, and get a consultation which is personalized between me and my doctor, right? So what would you do to actually get doctors to leave that platform and use yours?
See, first of all, the thing with this is we are providing a platform for doctors to take suggestions. That is basically some like Practo. Practo is something that enhances customer and like that is basically a kind of a virtual hospital in which patient goes, pays, and gets a personalized doctor to consult. But here, what we are doing is first of all, the complete thing is open source. The patient can just come ask query. That is not for medical legal purposes. And if we see the doctors aspect, the doctors can basically check out their suggestions. Like in Practo, we do not have any such thing. Like for example, one doctor can consult any other doctor regarding the same. That would just be like a doctor can do only amongst his friend. But here the doctor can ask the same questions to the complete community, and they can come up with a better and more credible solution.
This is actually, I would just like to add to this point. What you are aiming to build is an open source community and not a very private focused group that only the patients can work at. This kind of an open community, especially focused on the doctors.
Okay, so the aim is to basically democratize medical knowledge, right? Just like how you have taken inspiration from Stack Overflow, where technology is kind of democratized, right?
Right. Yeah. So building an open source community of the entire healthcare industry in an umbrella. That's the main focus.
Okay. I think that answers my question.
Okay, so should we move on to another team? Any judge have any more questions? I guess no. Okay, so team App Vision, Utkarsh Chaurasia.
Yes, I'm available.
Yeah, you can start.
Okay, just give me 2 minutes so that I can share my screen. Is it visible to you? Can you
Yes, it is.
the first slide? Okay, so we are Team App Vision. My name is Utkarsh Chaurasia with my teammate Palak Sood. And we are from National Institute of Technology, Hamirpur. During this course of 2 to 3 days, we tried to build an Android application which can help blind people to navigate through obstacles. Okay, so I'll just start. So what was the basic problem? The basic problem is blind people do not have any visual input from the surrounding. So they cannot take any kind of non-intuitive decisions to avoid obstacles, and thus it leads to accidents. Another thing is using cane sticks make them a victim of hate crimes. That is, when you see a person with a cane stick, you just change your path. That is what we call hate crime. So what is the solution that we are providing? We are trying to make such people self-reliant using a very basic and initial and very important part of today's generation, that is the smartphone. All the sensors are available in it, and we are develop in it uses a smartphone deployed with deep learning algorithms, basically the computer vision algorithms that can help in the same. We'll start with this. So first come to the flowchart part. So what is this? How this app is exactly working? If we give a voice command or the voice input to our app, the speech recognition works. After that, uh, when like I'm the user, I'm a blind person, I want to go to point B. I'll say I want to go to point B. If the message will go to the Google Maps API, the message will be converted into a text and will be transferred to Google Maps API. The Google Map will return a shortest path. After it, when we have our path, the app will guide you from point A to point B. Now that is the major part of it. The more important part of it is it will help to avoid you the obstacles in between the path which you are traveling using computer vision techniques or real-time object detection, and this process continues. First, I'll just play the first person view of it.
Cell phone is on your left. Boat is on your right. Potted plant is on your left. Bench is on your right.
Hope visible to you. Now, I'd like to say that during this course of 2 to 3 days, we weren't able to get a stable integration with Google API. So that is what we'll be doing in our next steps. So now the market analysis or the project which we are pitching right now, actually focusing on which kind of market. First we are finding out why are we making this project, what is the need of it. First thing is we want to make blind people self-reliant and independent. We want to save them from hate crimes which they face while they're using cane sticks or the long sticks. Third thing is road accidents with such people is such a common thing because they are not able to make any non-intuitive decisions. And one of the most important customer that we identified was the big data clients. The data at a particular map point of a particular obstacle, we can send it to when many people are using this application, we can send it to big data clients such as Google or Safari or the Apple Maps, so that they can refine their maps. They can add that if this obstacle is coming at this point for a very long time, we can add this also. So big data clients are also a customer. So what is the exact market that we can service right now is the blind people, the research institutions. Why the research institution, they can work with this app, that what are the problems with this app, how it is helping blind people, how it is helping mentally, physically, uh, for them to overcome such social problems. Then the big data clients, as I mentioned. And apart from it, we can add it to the wearable devices for more deep analytics. What I mean by more deep analytics is it can add other aspects also. Apart from it, if the mobile data of the phone goes off, then using the GPS of smartwatch, it can still work. Now I'll pass on the technical part of it to my teammate. Please.
Guys, you have 1.5 minutes left.
Okay.
Okay, so the technical part, let us discuss it quickly. So the very important technology that we've used in this app is the real-time object detection. I won't explain this much, but there are 3 models which support real-time object detection very well. First is the fast RCNN, YOLO, and SSD. As you all know, we are building. We have to deploy this model on our app, so we need a model which is lightweighted. Okay, so SSD model is the one which is lightweighted and can be used with this app. The model is COCO SSD MobileNet V1 model. COCO here specifies the data set in which it is pre-trained. Next slide, Utkarsh. Okay, so there was another problem with the which we faced while during the 2 days, was that the SSD model was only doing detection part, and it is obviously not if there's a blind person, and he only knows that there is just an object here, he will not and he does not know what type of object it is, he will not be able to dodge it in a proper way as we are able to dodge it. So we use the TensorFlow Lite API, which includes this model, so that our model is able to do detection as well as recognition also. The next technology that we're using in our app is the voice assistance. As you all know, we are targeting the blind people. So this is the technology which will be very much useful while communicating from the app to the user and from the user to the app. Next is the distance calculation. Obviously, if there's an object which is very far away, we do not need to dodge it, and if there is a one which is very close to us, we have to take a turn. So we are using the distance calculation algorithm, which is the method of Davinson's we are using, and the formula is given on the screen, as you can see. And during these 2 days, the best accuracy we have achieved in the distance calculation method. Next one is the Google Map integration. We were not able to complete this because we are facing some difficulty with the Android, but for the future prospects of it, we will be deploying the Google Maps so that the person is able to move from his desired location to the destination. Giving it to Utkarsh again.
Okay, so the final conclusion. So the final conclusion is we have to integrate a stable version of Google API. We have to add an alarming system for fast approaching cars and integrate it with smartwatches as well. So now the time for the questions. I'd like to, if you have any questions, you can ask it, please.
Not a question exactly, but I have a small suggestion over here. One is you guys told that you'll be using a predefined data set, right? So obviously I know the data set that you guys are using pretty much detects a lot of objects, but then obviously it's not going to detect all the objects possible, right? So say if you come across one of the object that it's not able to detect, in that case, probably say it comes to a person or say it comes to a team or something, and the team will identify what the object is, and then they will include that as a part of the data, right? So that way, pretty much every new object that a person detects will keep getting added to the database. So maybe that is something that you can just consider for now. And yes, overall, it was good. It was very good.
Okay, yeah, that is a thing that is a limitation of data science or the artificial intelligence, but we can think it in a way that out of 100%, at least we can achieve 60% avoidance.
Yeah.
Like people cannot see anything, and
True.
they are able to see 60% of it right now. Any more questions, please?
Okay, so obviously you're using TensorFlow Lite and SSD MobileNet version 1, right? So how would you optimize this further to run on low-end devices? Because you can't really expect everyone to have like a good Android device.
Okay, so the first thing is I would like to mention it, like we are good at machine learning and computer visions. We never deployed it on any applications. Like we are not app developers. So we would like to thank REVA for it. Like we first time integrated it with an app. So now the thing is, I know some kinds of C++ libraries or the lower level languages libraries, which we can integrate to do it faster. And as far as the lower version of the smartphone is concerned, yes, there is a limitation of computer vision. I talked about 4 models like the YOLO, mobile SSD, and other things. So they don't work it. They were not working at all. Like every time we open it, it was crashing. The lightest possible which we were able to find within these 2 days was the TensorFlow, the TensorFlow Coco SSD one.
Okay, so a suggestion that I would have is, you should look into something called model pruning, because when you train an object detector, not all connections are used. And if you reduce the number of, or if you remove these unwanted connections, you can speed up your inference time by a lot. The second thing would be quantization. So I'm assuming right now your model runs with FP32. It should probably run with Int8, quantization, so it becomes faster. Another
Okay.
another thing. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, actually, we did the model pruning a bit. Like we are using only the 30 classes out of the 80s available in that. So like that we are doing. And as far as the processing is concerned, you can control the number of threads. Like the app is available in the GitHub. If you open that app, you can control the number of threads or the FPS you want to use during recognition thing.
Okay. Another thing is probably you should look at integrating things like OCR or activity recognition into your application, because they give much more meaning compared to just an object detector. I mean, OCR could be used, to actually read out text that might be written around, right? So obviously a visually impaired person finds it hard to read. I mean, not finds it hard to read, it's pretty much impossible for them to read, and they're kind of dependent on a braille. So that's one thing you could implement. And activity recognition is more into what's happening around you, right? So that's more around the suggestions that I had. But otherwise, good job.
I want to add 2-3 points to this. So first of all, we skipped the point on the presentation, but we have done movement analysis, which comes in the real-time object detection itself, which means that if you're detecting an object and recognizing it, we have also written some algorithm with which it can tell us how that object is moving with respect to our user. So say if we are moving in a straight line and a car comes, from front and it's going towards our right. So it will tell us that the car is moving towards right. The car is in the right and you need to move 2 steps to the left or something like that. Also, for the Android version, we have implemented this app on, like it works on Lollipop version 5 and APK level 21. So like we tried, and even we were not having those kind of high-end phones. So we tried it and it was working on Lollipop.
Okay. So
Yeah.
basically you implemented object tracking, right? That's what you meant.
Yeah, right.
So can we move to the next team? Or any
I have one question.
Sure.
Yeah, you had a question. Yeah, go ahead, Abhishek.
So I was asking, how will your app open? Like, if a blind person wants to use, will he have to open it manually, or will you use voice commands for that too?
Yeah, so I want to answer that one. So whenever we have set the API, the app in such a way that whenever it is opened using the voice assistant of the phone, it first of all asks you, the app asks you, what is your destination?
Okay, good. So so that's what I was saying. That do integrate with Google Assistant, so that it can be opened with voice commands itself.
Actually, we did that, but we had to remove that part because our Google Map API was not getting integrated.
Okay, no issues.
Yeah, to give you the working model, we needed to, remove that part. Yeah.
Okay.
Any more questions?
So team. Sorry, Abhishek, you were saying something.
No, I have completed.
Okay. So team app vision, Prasad here. So I just had two questions. First is how accurate is your object detection? Have you calculated it? And the second is, compared to the blind stick, how fast does it detects object? You can say, or how fast it calculates the distance.
Okay. Utkarsh, you can take it.
Okay, so the first thing is, no, we don't have, we have not done it right now, whatever you are telling, how fast it detects. But I can tell you, like, it was pretty good. If you go to our video or the video tutorial which we are providing, the 2 days time frame was pretty less to work on the more detailed part of it. That's why. So the same performance that a TensorFlow Lite will give on an Android app, the same performance we're getting right now. And sorry, I forgot your second question.
So does it calculate the distance? Like compared to a blind step, is it similar or somewhat similar?
Okay, so there is a formula that we have mentioned right there. So what is does it first? It takes the distance to the infinity, like it is infinity. When the object is approaching you, the coordinates change. So that's how, using the division formula, when that change is produced, it is able to calculate, yeah, that is the approximate distance that the object is present in front of you. In that thing, the pre-trained model also helps a lot.
Also, I want to add that whenever we tested the distance calculation, and the actual distance and the distance shown by our app was quite accurate. So we put a threshold in our app that if the distance is like 3, it's less than 3, then we have to give an alarm to the user to turn left or turn right, move 2 steps left or 2 steps right accordingly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
I have one more question. Will it work on multi-language?
No, for now it's only working on English because of the text to speech we have used. We have used that only for English.
Okay.
Yeah.
Team, I have one suggestion. As you said, you were not able to integrate the Google Maps API. So
Yeah.
what you can do is, I am from the app development background itself. So you can either use content provider in Android, which will
Okay.
help you to use the Google Maps app, which the phone itself has.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay,
you can
that's
try out that once.
okay. Thank you for the suggestion.
Any more questions? Okay, so is Team Immortal present? Utkarsh Agarwal, the team lead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, you can go ahead and please, it will be very helpful if you will be very quick with it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
just give me 2 seconds. I'm sharing the PPT.
Sure.
Good evening, all. We are Team Immortal. We have designed a contactless image recognition passcode lock. It is a deep learning based project which is used to reduce the contact with the surfaces. As the technology is getting advanced, more and more things are evolving and becoming better. We have seen lockers and other electronic locks which has keypads on it. But in this pandemic situation, when no one wants to make contact with the surface or to minimize the contact, we have designed such a system that the person has to just show hand gestures and the camera will detect the numbers, and according to the passcode, it will give the desired output. We have also created a hardware model to demonstrate how it can be applied. Now I would like to hand over the technical part to my teammate Utkarsh. Utkarsh.
Yes. Hello. Viplav, please start the slide.
Is PPT is visible?
No. Make it slideshow.
Again, is visible?
No.
Your slide is
Slideshow.
visible. Can you please start your session soon?
Okay.
Guys, it's visible to us.
You'll have to share the whole screen, then it will come in slideshow mode.
Sir, is PPT is visible?
PPT is visible,
Team
but
Immortal,
slideshow is
your
not
PPT is visible.
visible.
No problem, Utkarsh. You can continue with that.
Yes. Viplav, next slide, please. So basically, how our project works is, first it's detect the image. So what it does is it will detect hand gestures and it will classify it whether it's 0, 1, 2, 3, or 5. Then the next step is whatever it detects, it will send the data to the Arduino, and then the Arduino will display it on the LCD screen. After that, these two steps are repeated 4 times, because right now our passcode is of length 4 digits. So it will repeat these steps 4 times, and then after, if it is a correct passcode, then it will work accordingly, and if not, then it will work differently. Biplav, next slide. So basically, in the software part of our project, we are using two programming languages. First is Python. As we all know, in when it comes to machine learning or deep learning, there are not much options. So here I am using Python. Next, for the working of Arduino, we have to use embedded C. So, and the Arduino ID works only on C. So the second language is embedded C. And then the last thing is Keras. Here we have created a deep learning model using Keras, and it plays one of the crucial roles, as we have created a convolutional neural network model using Keras. Next, hardware part will be explained by Biplav. Biplav, please.
First of all, we use the Arduino Uno, which is an open source microcontroller board based on the microchip and microcontroller, which had 14 digital pin and 6 analog pin. And for the gateway, and we use servo motor, which is a small device that has an output shaft. This shaft can be positioned to the specific angular position by sending a code to the servo. For output, we use a 16:2 LCD screen, which is electronic display module, which is widely used in the Arduino. And for managing the cable connections of 6:2 LCD, we use I2C module, which is inbuilt I2C chip that convert I2C serial data to parallel data for the LCD display. Next, I hand over to the Arpit.
Thank you, Biplab. Now here we comes to the applications. Our project is having a huge application in elevators. During this pandemic, it can assist users to choose their destination floor without even tapping the floor number. Second, our project can be beneficial in companies in which there are passcode locked doors. Now, third, our project can increase the security level by eliminating the fake fingerprint users. Now, here we would like to end our presentation. Thank you all. And if there are any questions, you can ask.
Hello.
Hello, are there any questions?
Judges, if there are no questions, we can move to the next team.
I was expecting a small demo actually.
Because sorry.
Same here. Even I was actually expecting a small video, anything maybe just to have a look at
We can
how.
show a small video also. Can we?
Absolutely, a video would do.
Biplav, please start.
Yes, yes. 2 minutes.
So while Viplap is, bringing up a video, a suggestion to all the participants would be to have a video always ready, to showcase how your solution works, because it's much more easier to explain with a video. You don't really have to run it live, because there are times when things break and they don't work, but always do have a video with you.
Yes, we have a video, but due to time's constant, I thought we could skip. That's why. So this is our model. Inside the box, there is Arduino and all the connections are there. The front you can see is a L2 LCD screen and a I2C module and a servo motor. Right now, the system is on. Now we will check the working for two cases. Here I have set the passcode to 3512. So when the desired passcode is given, then this will happen. So when 3512 was given, now the servo motor will start and it will say access granted. Now the second case, when some other number is given instead of the correct passcode. So this time wrong passcode was given. So it will say wrong passcode and the servo motor will not start. That's
Okay.
it.
So
Thank
the
you.
immediate thing that comes to my mind is
Yes.
why not build a technology stack with voice instead of computer vision?
Yes, it is also possible, but we thought for making it a visualization base, so that the voice might not go outside the home or someone else not listen outside the, like in hotels we have lockers. So if we will say there might be someone who will listen from outside, but it will not be the case in this time.
Yeah, it can be a security tab if we use the voice recognition.
Okay, but if you were to implement something like this in a lift, it would be cumbersome to set multiple floors, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, we can set the multiple floors. Now we can say like I want to go on the 15th floor, then I can make the gestures by 10 and 5. Then it can show I want to go on the 15th floor, and it will give the output to the lift without even touching.
Okay. So did you train the model yourself, or have you used
Yes,
it?
yes. We have taken the images of our hands, and then we have made a model, and then we have trained the model only using our database.
Okay.
The whole database and everything is we have published on GitHub, and we are using that model only to predict using live camera.
Okay. So which neural network are you using?
We are using convolutional neural network.
I
CNN.
mean, have you written a neural network yourself, or are you
Yes,
using?
yes. We have written ourselves.
Have you considered using something like ResNet 18?
No, due to less time, we only worked on this because we have to make a lot of hardware also. So we were not able to differentiate between other models.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions? So can we move to the next team? So the next team is Team Binary.
Yeah, I'm sharing the screen just a moment.
Yeah.
Is it visible?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, Lakshmi.
Yeah, very good evening, everyone. This is Team Binary presenting before you our hackathon project. So due to large-scale industrialization and globalization, the natural resources are being overexploited, resulting in pollution, right? This then further leads to global warming and various other global problems. And deforestation to a large extent is causing erosion of the green covers on the land, which again results in the depletion of oxygen layers. So we did an interesting research, which we actually found out from a magazine, that 88% of the Indian households have a mobile phone, which was an astonishing figure for all of us. So we came up with an idea: why not use these mobile phones to do something to reestablish the greenery? So we have made an app named iDollar Plant with the tagline increment saving and increment nature. This app mainly focuses on the recovery of the damage of nature by planting new saplings. Even though the first extent is going to be very low, but still we are going to try and increase it more and more. This app mainly focuses on two parts. The first one is for the plantation, and the second one is the statistical surveys, which a lot of companies are doing. There are several benefits for these apps. So one of them is rewarding the users for actually maintaining a streak. We are doing that. Other than that, there is one more is that the statistical data which is being done by a lot of companies like SurveyMonkey and Google Rewards. So we are offering it at a very cheaper cost as compared to them. Then after that, with the help of this app, we also aim to teach the art of gardening and help the younger generation realize the importance of the farmers who are actually doing it on a very large scale. A very unique feature of our app is that to avoid duplication for the rewards, we have been using IMEI numbers and GPS tracking with latitudes and longitudes, and the precision is up to 6 digits after the decimal point. I would like Nitin to continue the rest of the part. Nitin? Nitin? Guys, I think there is some issue with Nitin. So I'll try to take over by the time he joins. Essentially, when the app function, now we are going to see how the app function and the tech stack is. I'll try to wrap it up faster. So it, as I already told you, it basically involves two parts. And after that, we have been working on the smooth UI so that it's light and you can use it efficiently. We have been using Ethereum network for the backend so that we have a transparent and secure system, which also helps in decentralizing the system. The content which we are uploading to verify whether the plant is there or not is the plant image, plant leaf image, and we also aim to have a selfie with the plant so that we can get to know that the person is actually authentic. We have used the ML model to identify the type of the plant and also the identification of the human presence. The first one, which Danish, can you just go back to the previous two slides? Yeah, so this is the individual forms. So these forms are basically used on an individual level for certain statistical data. And the next one is then aimed for the companies. Next slide, Gnanish, please. So the company data, again, there'll be a form, and these are the screenshots which you can see are of our app, where we can add new plants, and then you can be taking the note of my plants. Danish, the previous slide, please. Danish, yeah. And the third one is for the streak maintenance, and you get to know if you're maintaining a streak of taking regular care of the plant, then we'll be rewarding you. And so this is actually the threshold we have kept for that is for 5 consecutive streaks, then we'll be rewarding you. And you can have a nickname so that you can understand, like keep a track of your plants. Otherwise, with the help of the ML model, we are aiming to get the species name of the plant. And after this, can you just go to the next slide, Gnanish?
Yeah, Lakshmi, I'll continue from here.
Yeah, sure, fine.
So the tech stack which we are using is we are using blockchain as the backend for the application. So to increase the transparency, that is no need of spending large amount on purchasing databases. Like most of the people would not like to contribute for the nature, but when it is contributed by everyone as it is done in the blockchain, it would bring a bigger approach to the people. So in this, we have used Flutter for the Android or iOS application, and then we have used blockchain for saving the plant data, as well as there are two different kinds of signups, as Lakshmi has mentioned. That is one for individual and then one for the company. So the special feature for the company is they actually can post their forms on the blockchain network so that people can actually go through which all forms are there, and then they can actually fill it up so that they can earn money on it. And this application actually would help people in the lockdown also, because people are just passing their time at home, so they can actually use that time to help other startups to come up in their tracks, and then also they can earn money for themselves. So this application basically speaks about financial growth as well as nature's growth. So, and again, we are using an machine learning model which is built on TensorFlow Lite. So it actually takes the image of the leaf and then identifies which plant is that. And then, like most of the people would try to fake the plants. So we have come up with GPS location, which goes with 6 digits after the decimal point. So which gives an accuracy less than 1 meter. So we'd like to decrease the amount of scams in this, so to increase the nature. And then
Just one final
thanks for giving
point.
that time.
The revenue being generated is from the survey, so that we can have the app maintenance along with the rewards. So we are not using any money of our own. So whatever the money will be there will be generated from the surveys. So it can actually act as a very good business model too. Thank you for your time, and we are open for questions.
Hello, are we audible?
Yes, you are audible. Please continue.
Yeah, we are open for questions.
Judges, if you have any questions, please ask, or else we can move to the next team. We're learning great already.
I don't have a question, but probably one thing you can look at is social media integration, right? So if it's a reward, I mean, if your business model is more around rewarding people, then people would like to advertise their achievement, and you could probably have like a Twitter and Facebook or Instagram integration.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Like we actually thought of doing that so that people actually, the upcoming generation knows the importance of farming too, and people would actually like to do farming, and they would like to show off their like care towards plants and stuff through
One of
social
the
media.
inspiration was from there was a movie in Telugu Tollywood which named Maharshi. So they were actually going for weekend farmings and all. All the software guys were going for that. So we thought of integrating tech with farming and make it more like interesting for the young generation. And yes, we'll take that consideration. Sure, sir. Thank you.
All right, that's cool.
All right, we can move on to the next team, Droid Squad. If you're here, please start.
Yeah.
So can I stop the share? Just a minute.
Yes, you can. Thank you.
No, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for it.
Sanjana, you can start.
So hello everyone, I'm Sanjana S from 5th semester CNIT. Today I'm going to introduce you to Ibento. We've made Ibento as an app to provide a common platform for university-based events, workshops, and other happenings. We've developed this to create a seamlessly integrated platform for all events and workshops that happen throughout our college. We've named our app Ibento since Ibento is a Japanese word for events. And the reason we've used a foreign term is due to the organized and disciplined habits followed by the Japanese community. So the motive behind Ibento is that we've realized there's a huge demand for the events that are happening already, but the only problems that students face is that these event information isn't being relayed to them in time. And even if there is an event happening, with the amount of clubs and associations that we have, there is bound to be some kind of overlapping of events, which leads to students having to go through choosing between one or the other. So students, again, aren't consistently updated regarding all the events and happenings in our college. So that's what we hope to achieve through Ibento. We want a better scheduling for increased efficiency to make sure that every student has the opportunity and is well informed about every event that's taking place throughout the academic year. And this also helps in ease of registrations to prevent students from signing up for multiple Google Forms, because all they have to do is create an account on our web app and they can get going and register for every event that they're interested in. Here's a little demo that we've made. So we've followed a very minimalistic UI theme since dark mode is preferred by at least 80% of users. Here we have a weekly academic calendar, categories, and events happening throughout the year. So students can go through all these listings and register for whichever they're interested in. We also have tags on the weekly calendar to indicate the type of events happening. We have the backend integration done using Firebase. So all the updated information is happening in real time. Students can again bookmark events and will receive notifications as and when the registration is about to close, so they don't have to miss out. We've also included a profile and in a yearly calendar for students to stay updated regarding the events. So this is the team that made this app possible. I'm Sanjana, the developer. Sarika was the UI designer who came up with this lovely minimalistic theme that you see. And Shalini C was the creative head of this application. So using this application, we've used React.js, Node.js, and Firebase for the integration. We did receive a comment saying we could have turned this into a progressive web application, but since I was an only front-end developer working on this, we didn't have enough resources all the time to work on that. So this is the overall UI of our app, and thank you for your interest in Ibento, and we're open for any kind of questions.
Judges,
Hello.
if you have any questions.
Yeah. So team, I had a question that do you have admin panel?
We just created an organizer-based interface to show that the option of adding events would be possible. So we didn't create the student-based interface. We created an organizer-based interface.
Okay, cool. So it's basically the.
I'm sorry, I think I lost you there.
Yeah. So you mean that it was the organization side application, right? Like the website.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
All right, then we can move on to our next team. Team name is Hiryu. Are you there?
Yes, I'll be sharing my screen. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, you're audible. Please start it soon.
Just give me a second. Okay, are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Hello everyone, I'm Hiryu. I hope you're having an amazing day. Imagine you're having a nice evening, maybe with someone you love. or just admiring the weather outside, and your boss calls you up and says, "This is a 1,000-page report in PDF format, and I want it in Word format. Send it to me on WhatsApp." Would you prefer copying first 100 pages and pasting it into Word document and repeating this task over and over for 10 whole times? Your happy evening just got ruined. Or would you simply go to a converter that converts your PDF report into Word in few seconds? Word to PDF and PDF to Word was a simple tool. Enabling a search word function in it was a simple function, but now people all over the world are using it. Biologists also face a similar frustrating issue with FASTA files. FASTA files are obviously very confusing because we store about 1 lakh genetic material in them. This is how a FASTA file looks. What is important is the block I have highlighted. It is just a paragraph of genetic code, but at the end of every single line, there is a space. And unless it's in one single line, biologists cannot perform their operations on this. And the worst part is, there are no proper tool available online to convert this, because no site takes 90,000 sequences as an input. And when you do search it in like 10,000 sequences, the result is no matches found, approximately 99,990 times. Do you know the struggle to find 10 matches among 99,990 sequences? At the end of the day, you're just exhausted. And an important thing to note is, when you're copy-pasting so many sequences, there's a significant chance of human errors appearing. So to save biologists all over the world, I put my brain together and have brought you the rescue tool, my project, FASTA Source. I'll be showing you the website now. So this is how my website looks. You can convert multi-line FASTA file to single-line FASTA file. You can find your protein and find the DNA that you want. Let's get started. So first I'll show you how to convert it. Let me show you how a FASTA file looks when it is in multi-line. This is how it looks. See, when I reduce the size of it, right, there is the space that you see left here. This is an indication that it is in a multi-line format. So what I need is it to be in a single line. I'll close this now. Let's go to convert. I choose my file. I'll give my file as input.fasta, which is a multi-line FASTA file. Open, convert. And now I'll be directed to the download site. I'll click on download. My output FASTA file is ready. I'll open it because there are 90,000 sequences. It will take a few seconds to open this. So my file has been opened. And now when I reduce the size of it, you see that it has been converted into a single line and there's no space after each line. So this is what it does. And when it comes to finding proteins, I again go to my services, get started, click on find protein. Let's choose the same output file that we just converted. Desktop. .fasta. I'll open it. I enter a protein sequence, which is a regular expression when it's in Python code. I click on find. I click on download. And instead of showing me how many no matches are found, it only shows me the sequences that has been found. And the regular expression that I entered, right, there are many matches to it. And I can see each match that has been found. So this is what my website does. It's a hassle-free way. And what FASTA Source does is, it's a true match for our biologists. For a biologist, it takes 2 to 3 hours to generate this output. But with FASTA Source, it will just be a matter of few seconds. Because it's easy to use, saves hours, prevents human errors, and gives meaningful output. And who knows, this tool that saves hours for them can aid them in finding cures for AIDS, cancer, or even corona. In the end, I would just say a happy biologist can produce better results than a frustrated biologist. And thank you so much for all the love and support and for listening to me so patiently. And this was my first ever hackathon, and I have completely enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Are there any questions?
I have a question over here. First thing is, I'm not really sure what is the source of this FASTA file. I mean, for biologists, I'm not really sure on that. So, what were the sources? So, do you always get that, say, extra space in the source file? Is it always the case?
Yes, sir. Mostly when they get the FASTA file, when they get the genetic code, it's usually in multi-line. And they have a GUI that just, turns it into single line. But the problem with the GUI is it takes only 10,000 sequences at once. You can't just put the whole file and get a converted output.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Okay, so what exactly do you use? What is the tech stack behind the conversion?
Sir, it's just simple Python code because Python can, instead of taking 90,000 sequences as an input, I'm just giving the entire file to Python and it just converts it.
Okay. Are there other methods of such matching that you might have done a literature review on?
Sir, for converting, there's this awk command, but it's for Linux. And the problem is most of the biologists, they use Windows. So I thought that developing a website is much more easier because not all biologists would know coding, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, so I do not have any more questions. I like the presentation, so that was really good.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. It's actually a hard topic to explain to people because it has all these biological terms and DNA sequencing in it. I tried to break it down as simple as possible.
All right, if there are no more questions, we can move on to the next team. Team Tech Bluff, are you here?
Yes, we are.
Yes, sir.
Yes, please start your presentation soon.
Is my screen visible to you? Hello?
Yes, Sonali.
Yes, the screen is visible.
Okay. Hello everyone, hope you are doing good and taking good care of yours. This is Sonali on behalf of Team Tech Bluff, and we have come up with Skin Cancer Sentinel, that is an artificial intelligence based software for diagnosing skin cancer. The steps that dermatologists usually follow to identify disease include a large number of steps. These are naked eye observation followed by dermoscopy and then biopsy. This process is really time taking, and it is possible that during identification of disease through these processes, the disease might advance to later stage. Skin cancer is a severe and widespread disease, and its early detection increases the survival rate. The number of steps followed by dermatologists would consume time, and the disease may advance to later stage, and therefore we have come up with AI-based solution to diagnose skin cancer within fraction of seconds. So, talking about how will a solution work, the user needs to click an image of mole and then upload it on a web app, and then our web app will diagnose the image and give the diagnosis score, and then users can connect to nearest doctors using their geolocation. Here we have used trained neural network. The technique here used is transfer learning, and the model we used is ResNet 50. We used the weight layers from ResNet 50 and then classified the last layer according to our need, that was to classify disease whether it is malignant or benign. Unique selling point of our AI compliance is that we have used custom AI model that is trained on dataset obtained from International Skin Imaging Collaboration Melanoma Project ISIC, and our application is robust, scalable, and cross-platform that can be used on phone and can be deployed on cloud as well as on edge computer. It uses current location of patients to recommend them to the nearest doctors, and we have also embedded in it a chatbot that will assist users in getting diagnosed and answer skin cancer related questions. So the future goals of our project is comprehensive profile of doctors and hospitals, including discussion forums and then dashboard for patients' history. A comprehensive profile of doctors and hospitals refers that there can be a complete profile of doctors along with the hospital details and contact details as well. In discussion forums, people can be allowed to talk to experts for better insights and provide feedback and make online appointments. And in the dashboard, we can save medical history of patients so that they don't need to carry the reports every time they go outside. So use cases of our application are obviously in hospitals where we allow them to create an interactive interface between patients and doctors. It is useful for people who want to clear their doubts regarding any kind of skin infection they might have. Like it is possible that people have a small patch on their skin and they just ignore it. They feel like it will be okay in 2-3 days and they don't take it seriously. So they can just use our app and get diagnosed within fraction of seconds. So let's cure cancer using AI. Now I'll be showing you the demo. Okay. So this is our demo that we have made using Flash framework. On the right hand corner, you can see there is a chatbot that we have embedded to assist us throughout the whole process. So I start the conversation with the Aroma, our chatbot. It says, welcome to the skin cancer detector. Please ask your queries here. So I will ask, how do I get diagnosed? Because I want to know the process, how to use this web page and all. So I asked, how do I get diagnosed? And now Aroma replied, click on choose a file, then select the image of part of your body you want to diagnose and click on upload button. Within fraction of seconds, you will be led to results of diagnosis page. Then you can click on recommendations to reach out nearest doctors. So here I click on choose a file button and then I'll be choosing some image of skin cancer. So here I choose this one. Okay, then I'll click on upload button. Now it will take us to the results page of diagnosis and it will tell whether the disease is malignant or benign along with the percentage of that. Also, it happens that people just upload some random image, that is some text image or image of some location. So it will, our app will also identify that and it will say that it is not a skin cancer type image and give the results accordingly. Okay, so here is your report. The skin cancer, it says that it is 2.21% benign type and 97.79% malignant type. Since it is a skin cancer image, so it says it is 0, not skin cancer type. Okay, now I want to reach out nearest doctors around me, so I'll just click on nearest doctors for you. Here you can see the result page. The result we have is in the form of map also. You can see that this is your location and this location is the recommended one that you have been given. And on the left hand side, you can see the details of recommended doctors that includes name, address and contact number and distance as well. Here also we have a navigation chatbot here to assist users. So I say hi, it says greeting, how can I assist you? So I ask, I want to reach nearest dermatologist. So here you see it says, considering your location, you are recommended to hospital that is nearest to you. You may either look into the map provided here or go through the contact details. So I ask, can I make appointments? Okay, there was typo. So it says you may contact the hospital on the given contact number and make your appointment. So yes, this is all about our skin cancer sentinel that we have developed to minimize the time that is taken by dermatologists to find the disease. Thank you.
Okay, so I had a question regarding the data set that you have used, right? So was this data set divided into a training and validation data set from before, or did you do it yourself?
The dataset initially we had was divided into malignant and benign type. We distributed it into valid test and valid.
Okay, and what is the accuracy that you got on your validation data set?
Okay, it was 85%.
Okay. While you were, where did you train your model on? I mean, was it on a CPU device or something like Collab or on a GPU device?
Yes, sir. We can collab.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, did you try improving the accuracy? And if yes, how did you go about it?
Sir, we are not trying to improve. Just we are trained it so on classification models. Resonate 50.
Okay. You didn't try, using a different classifier?
Yes, sir. So due to time limit.
Okay. Okay. That's fair.
I have one question over here. For the chatbot that I saw on the screen, what is the tech stack for chatbot exactly? Are you using any sort of framework like Dialogflow or Rasa for that? Or how are you doing that?
Yes, the chatbot has been developed using Dialogflow framework.
Okay, cool.
All right. If there are no questions, I guess we can move on to the next team judges. Innovation Geeks, are you here? Okay. It seems like Innovation Geeks isn't here. Team Segmentation Fault.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, sure. Can you start with your presentation now?
Sure, just give me a minute.
Yeah.
Before that, can you please give access to all my members for presenting their screens?
Sure, we have given you that, but please remember you have 5 minutes for presenting.
Is it visible?
Yes, you can go ahead.
Okay. Hi, guys. My name is Karan Nandwani, and I'm the project lead here at Team Segmentation Fault. So our project is Project Samriddhi. Don't be scared, be secured. So the problem we were facing was the process of taking out loans is very tedious and troublesome, especially for the people who are on the lower scale of the financial scale, if you were to say. Moreover, there's no linearity in the process. Also, there is no one all-inclusive approach to take out a loan. Third-party solutions that claim to make the process linear by creating an info-sharing system often indulge in data piracy. So we've all heard about web scraping, I'm sure. So what happens is banks use your information using web scraping and maybe sell them off, sell your data off, and it's completely legal. It's all done with your consent. So it is malpractice in a moral sense, but it's not malpractice in a legal sense, which is bad. The current procedure for applying for a loan comes at a significant cost, be it financial or psychological or physiological. I think this can explain that better. This is a conventional method of taking out a loan. And as you can see from the points themselves, it's very tedious and it's very big. So I think we can move on from this instead of taking a look on it, since we're a little shorter on time. So we propose another alternate to this. It includes creating a privacy contracts with FIUs and FIPs. So let me just tell you about FIUs and FIPs first. FIUs are basically financial information users. So that could include banks where you are applying for loan or other NBFCs. And FIPs would be financial information providers. So basically the banks you're currently working with that you have your money in would be called financial information providers that actually provide the information from you to other companies. So the solution would be to build a secure bridge between the FIPs, the FIUs, and the users, using real-time API updates to keep the platform data up to date in automatic fashion. So we would integrate API links to minimize human contact with users and their info and loan updates. So we all know that there is always a requirement for a maintenance team in every IT sector. So instead of having a maintenance team dedicated to updating the user info or requests or acceptance, that would increase costs, and B, set up us for data piracy as well. Anywhere there's human contact, there's bound to be some sort of malpractice. So this ensures that no data is used in an illegal manner. Moreover, we create a user-friendly platform/interface for the users and the FIUs as well. We create a consent management system to give users power over their data. We create an efficient loan cataloging system, so it's very easy to choose loan programs for yourselves instead of going to banks or other companies where you have to go and sit and chat with people and actually invest a lot of time when you can be making more money. And especially poor people who don't have the time or the funds to actually sit down and talk when they could be earning more money and getting another meal for their family. We give user the control over how much data is shared and for how long. It's very important to give control to the user himself. So you can control how much data of yours is shared from the FIP to the FIU, as well as for how long it is shared. So some of the features of our solution was API integrated account aggregator. So we use a framework called account aggregator, which is implemented by an API made by OneMoney. Now, OneMoney is a company which is backed up by RBI, and one of its projects was the API which we are using. So it bridges the gap between the FIPs and the FIUs without risking financial jeopardy. Moreover, the project is dynamically granular access control is another feature for this project. So one of the prospects for this project was to limit the duration of access which is available to the FIU and make it granular. By granular, I mean the user will be allowed to select exactly the amount of time for which the data is shared or how much is shared. Moreover, give the user absolute control, as I mentioned before, using explicit queries and access tenure control. So account aggregator, why do we use it? It helps decrease data manipulation using web scraping, as I mentioned before, and piracy by accumulating user data for sharing in a secure environment. It has shared IDs and keys, which are only one-time use, and thus the data is kept secure. What is the account aggregator? It's a pipeline of data transfer between an FIP and an FIU. It works on consent from the user using the OneMoney API. So without the consent from the user, no data goes through anywhere. How does it work? So similar to UPI, an account aggregator has an ID linked with the user's bank account, verified by the link by an OTP. Users get consent requests. Sorry, I'm not able to see the screen. So users get consent requests from the FIUs for their financial data, which they can accept or deny. So at no point the account aggregator or our platform sees the financial data at all. They are only a pipeline between the FIP and the FIU. So this is a basic diagram which explains the working of an account aggregator. So here the user, for example, a farmer logs into the account, his user account for the consent manager or the account aggregator, and requests for a data transfer from his financial information provider, which is his bank. So the requests go through, and then the FIPs send over their information through an end-to-end encrypted data channel to the account aggregator, and then it goes on to the FIUs, which use their information to check whether they fit the eligibility criteria for giving out a loan or not. So based on that criteria, the FIUs determine whether the candidate is eligible or not, and then if they accept, even if they deny or accept, the notification goes on to the account aggregator and then to the user. So it's very linear in fashion, and it's very easy to use for the user. So the API integration. Why do we do this? So it eases the process of data collection and renewal. It fetches data upon consent confirmation. Moreover, data exchange between an FIU, the AA and FIP is encrypted end-to-end while it is in transit. So there's no packet loss. It uses shared secret between FIU and FIP using an encryption protocol. So what is the API? The API is developed by OneMoney, and it implements the account aggregator. So the next paragraph is just a summary of what I explained before. So this is a very rudimentary and a very basic representation of our project and its structure. So if you wanted to learn more about our project, we have some references here where you can learn more about either account aggregator or OneMoney and more. So let's move on to the live demo. Shobhit, can you present your screen, please? Okay, so this is our get started screen. This is where the user lands in when the person logs into the app. So as you can see on the address bar, there's a tiny symbol beside the star, which is to add this app, which is a progressive web app, to your phone's desktop. Go ahead, click get started, please, Shobhit. Okay, so this is our login screen. You can either register here using your details and your account aggregator ID, which is very important to link your account, or you can log in with the details you already have. In this case, we already have an account using which we'll log in. Go ahead, Shobhit.
Guys, you're running over the time.
Okay, so this is the loan offers screen, which offers a summary of different loans that are offered by different FIUs. Shobhit, can you switch to the profile, please? Profile tab. Okay, so as you can see here, our account aggregator ID is confirmed and the account link status says linked. So we can go ahead and request loans from different banks. Can you select the first bank, please? Okay, so this is the bank, Rashi Bank, which is offering a loan, and the details are given below. So based on these details and his or her own criteria, the person can choose whether to request a loan or not. So let's go ahead and click yes. So as you can see here, there's an OTP verification system, and there's an OTP which comes to your messaging system, and then you can click submit. If the OTP is right, then the request is sent. It is sent to the server to the FIU dashboard. Okay, Aman, can you please present the FIU dashboard for us now? As you can see, the status is pending for the requests. Okay, so this is the FIU dashboard where the admin can log in using the credentials that are provided to him. Go ahead, Aman, please log in. Okay, so this is a summary of all the loan programs that are given by your bank, the administrator's bank. So we can either remove or add more programs. Can you switch over to the requests tab, please? Okay, so this is a list of.
I'm sorry for interrupting. You guys are way over the time. If you can
Sorry,
conclude
just give me.
after.
Yeah, sure. Just give me 1 minute and I'll wrap it up.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, as you can see, there's a request from a person named Akshay Kumar. Go ahead and click more details, Aman, please. Okay, so this is the financial data and the profile data that is provided to the FIU by the FIP. And here we can, based on our criteria, select to either accept or deny the request. So we'll accept the request here. Okay, so the request has been accepted. Shobhit, can you show us the user screen once more so that we can confirm that the request has been accepted?
We are already way over time. Let's just wrap it up.
All right, that's okay. So this is how the basic pipeline works.
Judges, do you have any questions?
Yeah, so I had a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I just had a quick question. What are you using for end-to-end encryption? Which library or which algorithm, basically?
So the thing is that we are not using any library for end-to-end encryption. It is all done by the API, the OneMoney API, which uses the framework called account aggregator. So that's we are just implementing the API.
Okay.
Yeah, so like I really love that idea, and what you are trying to build is somewhat like if you have heard about the concept of open banking, right? Open banking, the concept of open banking in Europe. So it's kind of similar to that. So like, how do you plan to scale, right? Because most of the companies, like, how do you plan to bring all the NBFCs and like those financial corporations to collaborate with you?
That's a very good question. So imagine you're the manager of one bank and I'm the manager of another bank. Say there's a user who uses my bank, a lot, and he's requesting for a loan from your bank or my bank at any given time. So if I give that loan to him, the users are happy with my bank and they come more to my bank. It's a basic marketing strategy wherein you earn more if you get into the scheme that's more popular for the users and more linear for them. And
Also,
Go ahead.
also I would like to add a point that just similar to UPI, if we take UPI as an example, the banks which are not implementing UPI right now, they see the UPI is in customer demand, so they're using UPI. So this is a similar framework to UPI. So slowly as it get released, so banks will get incentivized, as this is a very simple framework to do loans and insurances and stuff. So
basically customer is always right. So whatever the customer wants, the bank has to adjust to that need and want.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. And coming to that, like always, because finance is a kind of regulated environment, right? So if you talk about finance, it's a highly regulated environment. So you see that Google Pay was making some majority stake of UPI payments. So what NPCI came with, that 30% is the cap, and you cannot go beyond that. So you see that regulations are quite strict. So like even though the customer is demanding to use Google Pay, but the authority comes in and tells that I give you 2 years and you have to check whether you do not exceed the 30% cap of the UPI market that you have. So you see like how much regulated and how much it's tough to bring something in financial world, even when Google is a market player and Google Pay is so much in demand with the public. So that way, if the same thing happens with your application, so that's why I'm just trying to like maybe a solid kind of like you can brainstorm more on that, like how you can make this solid and how you can bring more NBFCs into your umbrella, right? So that's a really because this product is too awesome, and just to get those NBFCs and to make that collaborations, this product would definitely be very good for the audience, right? So just a few pointers.
Sure, that's a very good suggestion. What I would like to add is that one, that was a very good point, and moreover, we have other ideas in mind that we can integrate in here. For example, stock marketing can be integrated in this as well. And moreover, there's always the idea of giving incentives to other NBFCs, right? We can always think of offers and other schemes that NBFCs would like to invest into, because they too want to grow their market.
Karan,
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but we're running short on time.
Yeah, got it. So thank you, team.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next team, Flash, Vanshika Garg, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. Passing over to
please wrap it
Kunal.
up soon. Yeah.
Sumesh, you are too. Hello everyone. We have made this project known as Omni ETH Net. To paraphrase the title a bit more, Omni here means it is derived from the word omnipresent, which means everywhere. ETH is of course Ethereum and Net is for network. To sum it up all together, we make blockchain accessible to everyone by providing an offline access to this whole process of making a transaction. So here are the members of the team. I am Kunal Sharma. I'll be guiding you through the presentation. I'll be assisted by Somesh Kohli, who will be explaining how the whole backend works exactly. So the aim behind Omni ETH Net is there are places with low internet connectivity, mainly the rural areas. There are at least 20,000 villages in India that still lack proper internet connection, but have the facility of mediocre cellular connectivity. But they are not exposed to the technology of blockchain, and they can't be they can't be they can't be like exposed to the whole process of making a transaction on blockchain. We can install POS systems on rural area if we can implement Omni ETH-net extensively here. There are reasons of network failure, especially in times of wherein there is a warlike situation or there is a breakdown in a total breakdown in connectivity. So Omni ETH-net can help you make the transaction successful even without an internet connectivity, just on the cellular side. So we basically interact with the Ethereum network using the cellular service by giving out an SMS. This idea was derived from a use case wherein one of our friends wanted to use a transaction, wanted to make a transaction but didn't have the internet connectivity to do so, and we were struck by this bolt. We can always use a cellular service to interact with this network. So we have used the Ethereum stack along with front end as Flutter. We'll be using a hosted mobile phone network using Twilio / Nexmo. We have particularly used Twilio here. To explain more, I talked about the problems extensively here. So this can be, as I told, used on remote locations and areas of internet failure, as well as natural disasters. So to give a brief about how this whole thing works exactly, I'll be assisted by Somesh Curley, who will be explaining the backend.
So hi guys, it's Somesh Curley. So basically, this project works on the methodology in which the client actually signs the actual transaction, and a server would act as a service which would execute a transaction. So the whole process goes like this. So initially, the client would add the receiver's like transaction details, such as maybe receiver's address or maybe dropping some Ethereum or some sort of, and he will basically only sign the transaction on his client machine or using Web3. So he might have a machine which would have an application on the backend of an application. By backend, I mean behind the client part, will have a Web3 library running, which will basically sign our transaction for us. Once the transaction is signed, it will basically divide the transaction hash that we receive using the signed transaction into number of components. So basically, we can send it through SMS. Since SMS has a character limit, we will in this project we basically cut down the signed transaction hash into n parts and send it via the SMS to the server that we are hosting. After the transaction is being received by the server will actually reshuffle and like restructure the transaction hash that we have received via SMS. Since the SMS can reach at various time and timestamps, we will basically restructure it to ensure that the hash is properly maintained and do a checksum check to basically ensure that the integrity is maintained. After that, we'll basically execute this transaction on our server and get the transaction completed and send the acknowledgement in form of OTP, not OTP, in form of like online SMS that we receive via bank and all. That can be handled easily with the help of Twilio or Nexmo. So in this case, we are basically using Twilio in this case. So this was not only this project was not only about rural areas and other stuff. So since we know that Ethereum and other blockchain services are very dynamic and within seconds it can change its value and can cause us lots of damage to us. So as mentioned by Kunal, one of our friend had faced a big amount of loss due to such a situation. So we came up with this solution, and it basically solves our issue of no internet connectivity while still having a cellular connection to ourselves.
Thank you so much, Somesh. So we are facilitating the whole essence of blockchain and decentralization by increasing the accessibility throughout the user base. Thank you so much, and we are now open for questions. Hello.
Any questions, judges? All right, if there are no questions, thank you, Flash. Now let's have a small break for 5 minutes. I know that it has been very tiring for the judges. You have been working a lot since 1.5 hours. So let's have a small break for the next 5 minutes, and let's meet up at 6:20. Is that okay with everybody?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, no issues. Yeah.
Thank you. that we chose for the project is healthcare. As we all know, today the main problem that the society is facing is healthcare due to coronavirus pandemic. So to tackle the problem, we have made a cross-platform application that works on Android, iOS, as well as on web. The main motto and inspiration behind the application is to provide output to patient department service like searching for the appropriate or nearby hospital, booking an appointment with a suitable hospital via the app so that you don't have to wait in a queue for the appointment on the reception desk of the hospital. The app has various features along with the appointment section such as blood bank where you can search the nearby hospital and you can get blood, and we have also a section where the patient can analyze their reports through the help of machine learning. We have also integrated the app through online and offline payment support. So without wasting your time, I would like to show you the demonstration of the app. So Aman, please start presenting the screen.
Is it visible?
Yeah. So as you can see, the whole app is divided into 6 sections named as diagnostic, blood bank, consultation, SOS, Samadhan, and lab reports. So telling about the main idea behind the app, first I will tell you about the consultation part, which is the appointment section that we have made. So in the consultation part, you get first a list of hospitals. Then when you click on the list of hospitals, then you get the particular doctors that are actually in the hospital. You can see that there is a current CA section showing. This shows that how many appointments the current doctor has, which saves not only a patient's time but also the doctor can prepare themselves for the upcoming patient due to coronavirus. It is very much helpful that if you have these kind of informations. So when you click on a particular doctor, you get the screen where you can say book the appointment. So when you click on the book appointment, you are taken to a page where you have two options, pay now and pay later. First we will show you pay later. So pay later is for just like the option of offline support that you have to pay, and now we'll show you the online. So if you select the pay now, you are directed to a payment gateway, a Razorpay payment gateway. Here you have to select your card UPI wallet, and you can do the transactions. Now I would love to show you the second section of the app that we have. So the second section of the app is the blood bank. So as you can see on the screen, we have two sections called need blood and donate blood. The first section I would like to show you is donate blood / plasma. So as we all know, when we are in need of current need of blood, we don't have any certain things like we don't get people who can donate at that emergency time. So what we are trying to do is that create a system where you in need of emergency can directly call the donor, and if he wishes he can donate the blood. So like this you can enter the details and click on submit details. So as you see, your details are submitted. Now we will show you the need blood section. Need blood section is the section where where all the donors list is shown like this. So as you can see, first name that we entered there was test, and the blood group was A+. So now if we click on the set, then you are directed to a page where you can directly contact to that donor. So if you click on contact, so you are directed to the dial pad. Here you can directly contact. Now we would love to show you the third section of the app, which is diagnostic. Now I would like my friend Mani to tell you about the diagnostic section. Over to you, Mani.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, you're audible. You have
am I
1 minute
audible?
left. Please wrap it up soon.
Okay, sir. In this section, we have tried to use the machine learning, and with the help of machine learning, we are trying to simplify to detect the disease. Currently, we have added two. One is COVID, and second is skin cancer. In this both, we have used the deep learning. In the framework, we have used is TensorFlow, and the neural network we have used is CNN. And in that, we have used the transfer learning. Transfer learning so that we can get a better result on less data set. And the bits we have used is of ImageNet. So my friend Aman will show you how it works. Aman. We have used the COVID-19 for both, for patient as well as for doctor, so that doctor can also cross verify with it, because it is not easy for a human to see the white patches in an X-ray, because in COVID-19 situation in your X-ray there will be white patches, and with the help of computer vision you will get to know whether in your X-ray there are white patches or not. On that basis it will tell you are you suffering from COVID-19 or not. Aman, so the skin cancer one. In this skin cancer one, we have two, malign and benign. On the basis of that, if you're benign means you are normal, and if you're malign, this means you are suffering. Maybe you are suffering from a skin cancer, which will help you to detect the skin cancer at early age, so that it can help you, because mostly it happens in a case of cancer that people get late, and and in that situation they may be at a stage of 2, 3, 4. That in that it create a panic and hard for doctor to recover the patient. So if they get to know in starting, so that can help both patient and doctor.
So the next section we have is an SOS section. SOS section is one-stop shop for all your emergency needs. Here you can see that we have given all the helpline.
Can you please
numbers.
wrap it up soon?
Yeah,
You're taking a lot of time.
Yeah, 1 minute. So here you can directly click on various helpline numbers that are available in the country, and you will directly get to call them. So the next section that we have is Samadhan section that we are currently working. So Samadhan section is a symptom analyzer, where it will be like a chat bot where you will enter your symptoms, and the app will tell you about the certain diseases that you might be infected. Other will be the about app section, which will give you the overview of the app. So the next section that we have is lab reports. It is a section where you will be able to put all your reports at a particular place, so you don't have to search in your house that where are my reports. It will be easily available in one app. So that's all from our side. We are open to questioning. Thank you.
Yeah, so I had a question. What all difficulties that you ran into while developing this app? Can you tell me?
Yeah, sure. The main difficulties that we ran was into the integration of the machine learning model, as it was very heavy. So what we did was to convert it into a TensorFlow Lite model, and then we used a Firebase ML kit, so that app can run smoothly without any trouble. And we also used Flutter. It was the first time that we used Flutter in any application. So it was also a very hectic task, and maintaining tables is also for the database. It was also very tedious task.
I would like to add one point. Like we have used a state management technique so that our app does not crash or we do not run into a problem and the complexity of reduces. So we have used provider which are used in Flutter for state management technique.
Hello. Yeah, I have a one question. Like, how do you authenticate the user? Like, for example, I'm a fake blood donor, so I put my details.
For that, we are trying to add a verification one. In that, you have to show your any government ID card. So because sir has that first is privacy, and second is that has that fake one, which both can be prevented by it.
Okay.
Any more questions?
If you do not have any questions, judges, let's move to the next team. Prathak, Pratik, Rakesh, are you here? Team Inception.
Yes, we are here. 1 minute, please.
Yeah. Please, it's a reminder. Please wrap it up soon. We are running late already. Make sure you do not take more than 4 minutes for your presentation. The other teams, meanwhile, please be ready to present yourself whenever asked.
Yeah.
Is it visible?
Yes, it is.
Yes,
Please
it is.
continue.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, so we are Team Encephalon and we have come up with a topic, skin disease analysis. Now, here we have concentrated on a broad spectrum where you get information of any skin disease from A to Z. So, how we got this idea is that my mother actually went to a clinic and she got wrong results. Then she went to another clinic and she again got incorrect analysis. Then finally, she went to a local hospital where she got the right treatment. Until then, her skin issue was gotten worse way above the spectrum. So that's why we have come up with a model. Chetali next. Chetali. Okay, so as you can see, the death counter is 36.2 million. And the main reason for this is that people really underestimate skin diseases. So, please next. So, what the abstract idea is that this will be an image processing model which will detect the disease and give out the results. And it will be very fast and very easy. And this will be very efficient for the users as well. Next. Okay, so what this model does is that it takes in the image of a disease affected area and then it sends it to the model. It analyzes the image and then gives out the result. It can run on any device as long as it has internet access. You just have to upload the image and you get the result.
Next slide.
Okay, so how the backend works is that this is a web page. We have created a web page where you have to upload an image. Then this image will be actually converted into a URL, which is done by the Imager API. This is a image hosting website. Now what this does is how the URL is fetched is the cloud API is called, where the cloud API fetches the image from the URL. And then the model is deployed on Azure Cloud. This is the deployment is done on Azure Cloud. And that will then the model will analyze your image and give the output on the website itself.
Okay, so the model actually we have used is a Keras sequential model. This is written in Python and integrated with TensorFlow. The data set actually was not available anywhere, so we had to create the data sets. This is done by taking images from the dermnet.com. That is a website where you find out A to Z diseases and also gets the image accordingly. Next. Okay, so the key features are that we have tried to make it as lightweight, as portable as possible. It is serverless, and it has an accuracy of 96.43%. So this is a demo. As you can see, there is an image being uploaded. And that is the URL produced. And then you click OK. And that is the output. So it is very easy and very quick. And it can detect any kind of skin disease from acne to skin cancer. So thank you. That was it. Now we are open to questions.
Any questions from any of the judges? All right, thank you, Team Encephalon. The next team is REVA. Srivallabha, are you here?
Good evening, judges. We are here ready with our presentation. If you are able to see my screen, please prompt me.
Yes, your screen is visible. Please go ahead.
Before we going further into the presentation, I would like to ask a few questions for you. There are just a few basic yes or no questions. Are you one among them who are away from home to build labs but have difficulties in cooking and confused about where to start? Are you one among them who wish to taste different dishes but confused about where to get started? Are you a couple married recently and wish to prepare a dish XYZ for dinner and don't know whom to take help in cooking? You stay in a rental house away from home and call your mom every time to prepare a particular XYZ dish. So if you have any answers for, if you have yes for any of these answers, I mean, if you have yes for any of these questions, probably I would suggest you to use our app, Mom's Touch Cookbooks, an Android app for all cooking needs. This is our team, Devanshu, me and Pratyusha. So our problem statement is to make cooking easy and to carry the taste of your mom's food and to share your mom's taste with others. So people tend to feel that cooking is time-taking process and very difficult, and they usually lose their interest of cooking by themselves and eat outside. And people often get confused about various YouTube videos as one person uses the other one ingredient and the other person doesn't use the same ingredient. And also they tend to lose the interest and the motivation to cook by themselves. So we have the detailed analysis of the background, the reason why we have developed this application. Cooking resources are available in various sources like YouTube videos and web articles, but none of them are straightforward. Often they are misleading, and it consumes a lot of time as busy people tend to eat outside. Typical young Indian married women often get confused while preparing a dish for lunch. It might be a joke for you, but definitely a woman, when she goes into her house, then she doesn't know how much salt to add. Sometimes she may add a few pinch of salt, or sometimes far less. So thus they feel insecure about whom to approach. And health and nutrition is always a sacrifice for a busy life and finance. People often miss their mom's food and her taste and the tradition of preparing a particular dish. So how to use our application? If you use our applications, these problems will be definitely solved. What you all need is to create an account in our application, and you need to get it verified because we don't want any bots or spammers. You can create a lab for kids or to anyone to whom you want to teach cooking to. And you can create step-by-step speech instructions For example, if you want to prepare Maggie, so first you need to provide a speech instruction about how to keep the vessel, all those things, step by step. And once you're done with the creation of steps, you can share the link. You can save the lab and share the link with anyone with whom you want to share the particular lab with. So you can also ask a link from others if you like their mom's food, and you can learn from them. So the technology used here is completely Firebase. So we are using Firebase Auth for authentication, Firestore for storing the data, Firestorage for storing images and audio files, and especially dynamic links. We explored this time a lot as we were intermediate in Android programming. So we explored on this particular topic called dynamic links. We share the content from one user to another user, and we are pioneers in addressing this issue with an innovative approach, which has the scope of impacting lives. We don't have any competition in the market with similar application, though we have competition with respect to YouTube videos, because many YouTube videos are available within different languages to prepare a particular dish. But how are we going to be different with them? One is that stepwise instructions, and step two is that the instructions are clear and it is provided by your own mom, and also from those people whom you know well. So no application exists in Play Store which is similar to us. This is an open challenge that you can check it in the Play Store. Before we created the application, we checked in the Play Store, and the key selling points of our application is a speech-based stepwise instructions. You don't need to be a user of our application. If you want to use a particular content from our app, you can just share the dynamic link of that particular lab session and you can use it. You can save the lab sessions and listen to them for a lifetime. So if you miss your mom in future, you can obviously listen to that, listen to the audio recordings that your mom had sent you, and you can enjoy it. And that's our approach of solving the problem is very unique. And we do have limitations in our application, but we do also plan to solve them. So we are restricted to regional languages. So that is our main problem. If a person creates a lab session in Kannada, but the person who is receiving it is a Telugu guy, but doesn't know how to understand it. So that is one of the issue. And the second issue is if you create a lab session based on a global language, again the same problem applies for those who don't know Kannada. I mean those who don't know English. So in such situations, we are looking forward to develop a feature to enable language-to-language translation of steps and speech-to-text conversion using appropriate AI tools or Google APIs. Google APIs are best. We can make use of them and to develop it. Also, we are looking for right now the method of sharing the content is only through dynamic links. So we can also develop a feature that enables sharing of receipts to anyone and to everyone, similar to posts and forms that we have in Facebook and Instagram. So we have done a market analysis. I have tried to keep our presentation in such a way that we are balanced with both technical aspects and the market analysis. The potential users of our applications are very perfect. So 50% of the newly married women don't know cooking. Believe me or not, we have made a survey where we got to know that 50% of the newly married women don't know cooking, and people are going to marry also, they don't know cooking. And 40% of the young grads who leave their homes for jobs like outside their comfort areas, for example, leaving their homes. So even they tend to be in some rooms and yet they lose the enthusiasm. So for those people who wish to learn cooking, there are potential users, and 70% of them don't cook for themselves and eat outside. So this is a very perfect estimation that we did. We referred few magazines and newspapers where we found that the market size is there for our application by 2022 is this number. So it is just in the region of Bengaluru alone. The reason why I said Bengaluru alone is because Bengaluru is a place where people from across the country, across the nation and across the globe come and reside here and build their lives. So this is how our market is, our application is going to impact the market, and the innovation that we bring here will definitely impact the lives of people. And I would like to show a very quick demo of our application that we developed in 4 days with important feature that what I had mentioned in the previous slides. So once we are done with the demo of it, we are ready to the questions. So so here you can create a lab. You can give a name for it. So I'm giving a name like how to prepare a Maggie. Yeah, how to prepare a Maggie. So once I'm done with creation of the name for it, and I can give a speech instructions step by step of how to do a step 1 and step 2 and step 3 like this. Step 1 and step 2 like this. And once you are done with it, you can save the particular lab session. You can provide an image for it, or you can use a default image. This is a default image. So you can play the your lab session, and if you feel something, if everything is perfect, you can go ahead. Or if you want to change something or delete something in the steps, you can always delete it and create a new step and drag and drop it at whatever steps. At whatever step you want to place it. So once you are done with that, you can always share the link with your dearest people with whom you want to share the particular lab session. For example, if I want to share this how to prepare Maggie, I can do a long press, and an intent will be shown up to with whom you want to share. So I can share it to anyone, any text-based applications like WhatsApp or Facebook. I'm sharing it to Balu. Yeah, so I'm enjoying this particular application. You can also try this. So I have also got a message from my professor that he is really liking our application. So he also provided me a link to use his cookbook. Cook lab session. So this is the lab session that he has sent for me. I can listen to his lab session, and I can create my my dish which he had instructed me how to go with that particular dish. So we are at the end of the presentation, and we are open for the questions. I would like to ask Devanshu also to join me along with the yeah. So I would like to ask Devanshu along with me to answer the questions. Thank you.
Yes, I'm also open to questions.
Questions?
Judges, any questions? All right, thank you, Vallabha. The next team is Coding Ninja. Vishnu, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, please share some.
Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, it is visible. Please go ahead.
Now the project will be explained by Diksha.
Yeah, good evening everyone. Here with our project Akira System Secure Vault, and here is our team. The problem statement we came up with is, in this current pandemic scenario, most of the users are using their personal computers to do their work and store important files related to their work, projects and accounts. Even kids around the age of 5 to 16 years are downloading a lot of important files through internet and exploring their world of education. And we are unable to secure those files and folders. And we don't have any proper authenticated system to secure all those files. So let's take an example of real life scenario. If a 8-year kid using his father's company laptop to play games, by accidentally if he delete any important files or project work, it may cause large burden to his father. I think most of you have got connected to this scenario, right? Okay, fine. Here is a solution. We came up with a solution called Akira System Secured Vault, where we can save our files and folders like how we save all the stuff in the personal vault. With this application, we can lock our important documents and files using authentication process like face lock or email OTP. So, and further architecture will be explained by my friend.
Coming to the project architecture, in our project architecture, we divided this entire project into two parts. First, new registration process, and next is registration user process. During new user process, when user enters to our application, firstly user needs to register in our application with their mail ID through OTP verification, which is sent to their mail. And next to this, user face ID will be captured and stored in the system. If OTP verification is wrong, error page pops up, and again user will be forwarded back to the main page. And while coming to the register user process, user can log in either by OTP verification or through face ID scan. If verification is done, user will be forwarded to the primary page where they can lock or unlock the files and folders. If the login process is not verified, the user will be forwarded back to the main page, and the primary page has the setting option where user can change their face ID, password and mail. The complete architecture is displayed over here. And we'll start with a quick demo.
Hello everyone, I'm going to present our project live demo, quick demo. So this is our project Akira. So basically when a new user enters to our application, he will ask to register. He will ask to register by giving his mail ID and password. When the user enters the required thing, he will submit. The mail will be sent to his mail. So here I got a mail 6142. When it verifies the mail or OTP, it will ask for the face scan of a new user. When we click the scan button, we'll start the webcam within 2 seconds and we'll start taking the picture. As we see, it prepared our face recognition model within 3 seconds. I think this is the fastest system. So we can, this is a registered user process where we will give the face ID or email OTP. I'm going to use the face lock now. Let's determine how it's going to take our face lock. If I am an authenticate user, it will let user to allow to use this application, primary application. So I just want to lock this particular file into my locker. So I'm going to click on the lock file. Yeah. You can select what folder you want to save. I'm going to save my assessment. And the file will be stored safely in the system. So what is the new thing here? So we just brought the face authentication system to the Windows application. This is purely Windows application, which can be used in any laptop. So, and why it's going to be very useful? Because nowadays we have increased the usage of mails and team applications in the Windows. But anyone can access in our home or in our office, anyone can access openly because most of them know our password. How to protect those applications? So here is the solution, Akira. We can use this application to hide our application, system application. And while coming to the face recognition, I told that the face recognition is a new thing because it is the fastest face recognition which can take the input images from the user registration process, new user registration process, and it will prepare the models of the user, and which is going to be used during the authentication. This picture will explain how our face recognition model will work. Here is the new registration process page where the user will scan his images. It will capture a 2 seconds video and it will split the images in the 2 seconds video and it will be pre-processed and the feature extraction will be taken place and it will classify the user into 3 parts: known, unknown, user. When it connects with the user and if it shows the accuracy of more than 80% for 25 times, it will let user to access the main application. And here is our hash algorithm. We use a hash algorithm to save the user password, mail ID, and we usually collect the primary information from the user, right? And we are going to convert the entire information into hashes, which can't be read by anyone. to the conclusion. Varun will take care of the conclusion. Varun?
Yeah, coming to conclusion of our project, yeah, we found some issues in the existing folder locking system. Yeah, there are many folder locking systems for the desktop version. There are some issues, such as when the user forgot the password, he or she was not able to retrieve the password. Sometimes the locked folder can be deleted by the user accidentally or intentionally. So we came up with this application where there is a more security by using this authentication system, Face ID or email OTP. Thank you. So
And
now
I
we
just
are
want to
open
add
to
one.
questions.
Yeah, I just want to ask you one more thing. But the user cannot be retrieved his deleted files from the window locking system. And here we go. We are open for the question. Any question? Hello, sir. Any question?
Judges, any questions? All right, then. Thank you, Coding Ninja. The next team is Hack Street Boys. Anurakshan, are you here?
Yes, Ankit will give the presentation.
All right.
Vishnu, stop sharing. You can stop sharing.
Okay, hi guys, am I audible? Is my screen visible? Hello?
Yes, it is visible, Ankit. Please go ahead.
Okay. So, I would like Anjan to give a brief introduction.
Yeah, thank you, Ankit. Good evening, guys. We have come up with a project called System. System is a blockchain-based certificate issuing and storage system. As we all know, recently all the seminars and workshops are being conducted online because of the pandemic. So one of the main issues faced by people is issuing of online certificates. So our app makes it easy for the organizers to design, issue, store, and verify online certificates, as all of these can be done using one app. We've used blockchain so that all our data and certificates are safe and impossible to tamper with, as all the data is stored in an encrypted form. Now my friend Ankit will take you over through a demo of the app.
Yeah. So first we start with the technologies we used. These are some technologies we used. So we use React.js for the front end. Then we use Solidity to write the smart contract for the app. We use Metric to deploy our smart contract, and we use Portis for simplifying the wallet system. So we found it easier to use Portis for the wallet. So that's how we did it. And we used Firebase for the user authentication and to store some specific data such as certificate designs. So if we see, we store the most important information, which is user data, like name and the achievement which he has, and we store it in the blockchain, and we use it because storing details on the ledger makes the information immutable, so no one can actually come and change the information later. So it we create a hash, and then we create a hash, and we just map the hash with the users, authenticated users. So if they want to access the data, so they will have to have the hash to access it. So if we take a demo of the app, so this is the home screen, and people can come here and register, or if they have the account, they can directly log in. After logging, they will be redirected to the dashboard, where they will get a pop-up to log in with the Portis. When they click on continue, they will be taken to a new window which I could not record. So after logging in through Portis, they can start designing their certificates. So we used a React PDF library to design it. So first here, the user has to name the design. So for the instance, I used Hacktober, and then they can change the title and the paragraph text which they want. So for now, we just changed the signee name. After doing this, the user can save the design, and they will get a confirmation, and then they can proceed to issue the certificate. So they'll get the pop-up to choose the design which they want to use, and then they will just add the participant's name, and then they will also add the position if they want, and then they can add the participant's email ID if they want. Currently, we don't have the sending functionality, but we are thinking to implement it in the future, so an organizer can directly issue the certificates from here. So on clicking on issue, we get a confirmation of how much credits or how much credit tokens we have to spend to issue the certificate. It's a really small amount. After doing that, we will get this URL to check the certificate, so we can go on this URL to verify it, and when we click on it, we'll get the certificate which is stored. So this is the certificate which comes from the blockchain and the Firebase. So this is it for the demo. So now we are open to questions.
Can we create a bulk certificate or upload the Excel sheet? And
yeah, we thought about implementing it, but due to some time constraints, we could not implement that. But yeah, we are sure working on that. So in future, we might have a functionality like that.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Any other questions, judges? All right, thank you, Ankit. Now we are coming up to the last team, Syntax Sanitizers by Adarsh Nair. Adarsh, are you here? Yeah, sure, please go ahead.
Happy evening to one and all. Greetings from the Syntax Sanitizers. We're excited to present to you what we have come up with and what we call debooks. Before we go to the live demo of the app, let me just try and begin by sharing some insights about our app in general and then the functionality. So let's get started. So firstly, to answer why we chose this project. You see, in today's time, most of the existing bookstores like Kindle have heavy market monopoly, which allows them to charge high prices to the users. What this does is the publishers take a huge chunk of that amount, and the final amount that reaches the authors is marginally less. And most of the small-time authors are not even able to get some proper deals, which means they cannot earn enough. Now, we have some problems that we need to tackle here. Firstly, high prices of ebooks for buyers as well as authors due to huge commission by the publishers and distributors. Secondly, censorship. Censorship by various organizations or governments is a growing concern against the freedom of speech and expression worldwide. And finally, the concern regarding the rise of piracy of different forms of media online. Now we have some objectives that we need to attain here. Firstly is to provide a completely decentralized platform for the purchase of ebooks so that both the authors and the users can get a better user experience at a cheaper price. Secondly, we have an inbuilt interactive ebook reader. What this does is it restricts the external download of ebooks and their further sharing. And the most important aspect of our app is that we are censorship resistant, which simply means is nothing which is published can be hidden from the view of the general public. And to attain all these objectives, we have come up with debooks, or simply called decentralized books. And this is mostly dominant on blockchain tech. To explain you a little bit more about the functionality of the app, and then to go over with the live demo, I would hand over the presentation to my friend Abdul. Abdul, it's all yours now.
Okay, thank you, Adarsh, for that. So I will walk you guys through, over the working methodology of our app. I will just give you a brief introduction for the app. So when a user wishes to publish a book on debooks, it involves two steps. First is uploading the file on IPFS, which is a distributed system for storing and accessing files on the decentralized web. When that's done, the user can use the generated hash for the file and sign a transaction on the smart contract deployed on the Matic testnet network and register the book with the price and a title. So when that's done, the book will be available on our store and a user can purchase the book using debook tokens, which is an ERC20 token deployed on Matic network, which is used as currency for our books. Now we have a live demo ready. You can follow along if you wish on debooks.netlify.app. Let me share my screen. Is my screen visible?
Yes, Natin, go ahead.
Okay, so I have logged in using POTUS, and this is my primary account, and this is the public address of my POTUS account. Now I will publish a book for demo, upload it to IPFS. Now, as this is uploading, it will give us an IPFS hash. This will take some time. Now, once this is done, you can give a title. I will give it Hackathon Demo. Give it a price and copy the hash and place it over here. Now I can submit and register the file, register the EPUB file under my address. As you can see, this has signed a transaction using POTUS, which is our Web3 provider that connects us to the Matic testnet network. Now I will switch over to my other account to show you how you can access it through the store. So let's log in. Now this is the POTUS portal that you can use to log in to your account. Okay, I will now need to refresh, probably 1 second. Give me 1 second. Okay. I will try logging in again. Okay, so I'm logged in with my second account, as you can see over here. And under purchased books, I have 2 books. Now let's go into our store. And here it is, our recently published book. Now I have enough tokens to purchase the book. Now, if you wish to purchase the book, you will need to mint some tokens using this feature over here. Now let's purchase the book. As you can see, it signs another transaction for the purchase. Okay, looks like that's done. Let's go into our user dashboard under our purchased books. And there it is over here. So let's have a look. Now this is hosted through IPFS and it will probably take some time since it is a larger file. And okay, so there it is. This is the book that we just published. Now to conclude the presentation, I will hand over to Aniket. Aniket.
Yeah, so even though the backend stuff and the blockchain is complex, it's fairly simple for the front-end user to create a wallet. Then they can upload their ebooks. It will be automatically published in the store, and then anyone with enough token can purchase them. So in summation, debooks provides a one-of-its-kind service which is anti-piracy and anti-censorship measure for ebooks. This is done using blockchain technology. It also provides an easy-to-use platform to purchase ebooks directly from your favorite authors. This provides them an opportunity to monetize and distribute the books themselves. Now, this having no overhead cost like distribution or publisher also significantly reduces the cost of the books for the user. A few future implementation which we can do are, since the technologies like IPFS and blockchain is independent of the device, thus we can create a desktop app using something like Electron or even a progressive application for Android smartphones in the future. Now, another huge implementation of this could be the researcher can publish their research papers in this. Since the researchers don't get their royalties from the journals in current times, this platform could provide them a huge monetary incentive, which could help them in their further future researches or future projects. Now, this particular implementation has a huge untapped potential because more than 4 lakh people every single day pirate the research papers and articles. So if this could be implemented, even if we could get some amount of people in this platform, that could be huge. So this is our team who made the app, Syntax Sanitizers. And that's it. Thank you. We are open for questions.
Judges, do you have any questions? All right. Thank you, Aniket. We personally want to thank each and every judge here who are with us right now for taking their time out of their regular schedule to be a judge for a hackathon. I know that we were a little bit off schedule and a few teams had taken a little bit of extra time and the event ended up occurring for a longer amount of time. But we are really happy that you cooperated with us and helped us in completing this event. A huge thanks to all of you, especially our international judges who are awake at the middle of the night to be a judge for a hackathon. I would like to end this event with a short note that all the teams here who presented today did a marvelous job in completing their projects and try to do something for the society. Whether you completed it or not, we are super proud of you and we are all happy that you were a part of this year's hackathon and we really appreciate it. The results for the same will be announced on the 12th of November during our validatory function. Once again, thank you so much. This is REVA Hack Team signing off for today. I hope you have a great evening. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. All the best.
Thank you, Akib.